So, unlike some of you guys, I live and I can't just walk into the woods and find some animals and some plants. Alright, so technically I already recorded an intro for this, but I didn't like my explanation, so I'm going to remake it right now without my face in it. Anyways, in the apocalyptic wasteland we call a home in northeastern Ohio, we have a mix of weather. Now, like most people in Ohio, the weather is actually bipolar, and it doesn't know how it wants to feel on a day-to-day basis. So Google says it can reach up to 90, but we all know that is false. We know that it can go up to 154 degrees, not accurate, but that's what it feels like when we are sweating our booty off during the summer and we don't have air conditioning because we forgot to pay our power bill. And at this point, I feel like I'm projecting, but anyways, we have thunderstorms all throughout the year. We have thunderstorms to light rain.
Yeah.
I think it's raining.
No, it's not.
I peed myself!
What? To no rain, to snow throughout all the seasons. It really doesn't matter. It could be 82 in winter and 20 degrees over the summer. Some abiotic factors in my environment are concrete and bricks, which line my patio, as well as, I know you think I'm gonna say wood, but wood is technically not an abiotic factor as it came from a tree, so it is living. But the water has minerals and it has life sources in it, but it is not living, as well as the oxygen and all the other gaseous elements in the air, such as nitrogen, helium. We probably don't have that much helium, but helium, carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, all that stuff we breathe in every day, just because it's in the environment. So that is an abiotic factor, as well as the sun. The sun is pretty abiotic. Clouds, they're abiotic, but I wouldn't call them a factor. I mean, it's just water being held up in a higher layer of our atmosphere, so I wouldn't count those. But you know, we have a few abiotic factors, as well as glass is pretty abiotic. It comes from sand, and you know, sand is just minerals, and minerals aren't alive, even though living things have minerals. And at this point I feel like I'm just going on a rant, but yeah, anyways, let's go to some plants and even some animals. I'm running out of breath. I'm not Eminem. I can't talk like this for long periods of time, you know. It's just not that easy. This might be a challenge, but let's get right into it. So after an uncomfortable trek through some wet grass, we have actually came across our first plant. Now, I have no idea what this is, so let's find out. So, according to Google, this is a jasmine bush. And no, it's not the jasmine you're thinking about. A jasmine is
Jasminum
is a flower with white, yellow, and sometimes pink tubular buds that are known for being in North Ohio. They have compound, smooth leaves and really thin stems, but they grow to become around 20 feet in diameter. As you can see, when the flowers actually do bloom, the insides of the petals are white and they have a yellow pestle. These plants are known to grow relatively in the same area, so if you find one, the odds of finding another bush are fairly high. So jasmine plants have woody stems because, you know, they're kind of a bush and most bushes have those, but they are eaten by whiteflies, scales, mites, and a host of other ickies, as Google wants to call them. I don't know what that means. I don't know what ickies specifically are, just things that make you go ugh, I guess, but like, I'm sure if you gave this to a deer it would eat it too, so I don't know why deers aren't on this list. I don't know. Yeah, you could even probably eat these. I wouldn't recommend it, but if you do, send it to me on Snapchat, by the way. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I did not know this plant even existed until I had to do this project, so that is what science does for you. Science projects at school actually do help your knowledge. Keep that in mind. Now, this right here is an incredibly rare plant that not a lot of you guys may know of. It's called a dandelion.
Taraxacum.
And, who am I kidding? Everyone knows what a dandelion is. They're the things that appear in your yard over the summer and you can't get rid of. No matter how many times you try to get rid of them, they just reappear and spread everywhere because of these stupid little things on them. They're stupid little seeds. Now, these are originally yellow, but then they bloom to be these white fuzzy things that keep getting in my shoes and I'm tired of it. Okay, well, now that I'm done with my temper tantrum, dandelions are not actually weeds. Now, most people would assume that since they spread all over the place and they're kind of a nuisance, but they actually stem from the sunflower family, as they have the yellow color, but they have just evolved so they can spread throughout instead of having sunflower seeds. That's why if you take a real close-up look at those seeds, they actually kind of look like sunflower seeds. If you just take a real close look, not under a microscope, that's too far, you guys might see the cells, but just like if you take a little glance, put it right up to your eye, don't get it in your eye because you might go blind and end up with glasses like me, but just like look at it. It's actually crazy what you can find if you just look a little bit closer in your environment. Dandelions are also a producer, obviously. They're a flower, they're a plant, but they're eaten by birds such as cardinals, blue jays. Any bird that you see in this area most likely eats these plants. And actually, they are completely safe for you to eat. You can eat every bit of it. And on the inside of the stem, there's a hollow bit that secretes a glucose-water combination that you can eat and use to survive on if you're actually in a pinch in the wilderness. That's something that Bear Grylls definitely did not teach you. Now these plants, I am actually not 100% sure if they're native to this area. And to be frank, I have no idea what it is, so we're going to find out. But I can tell you right now, just based off of it, this has thick wood-like reeds, and it has barbed or serrated edges, kind of like a butter knife. But I do not recommend cutting your butter or cutting a steak with this, because the odds of it actually cutting are very low. Leaves are actually not that strong, believe it or not. They are flexible, unlike me. And so this is in a pot that is watered daily. It doesn't have to be in the sun, and it has mulch instead of soil, so it must not need too much nutrients. Yeah, so let's figure out what this is. My phone is telling me that this could either be a diviner's sage or a it could be a hydrogynia. I don't know how to pronounce it, I'm so sorry. So yeah, I don't know what it is. I'll actually have to ask my neighbor when she comes back. But as of right now, I'm going to assume that it is a hydrangea. I'm so sorry. I don't know how to pronounce it, all right? That's the best you're going to get. There's actually 75 species of these plants, and they are known to grow in Asia and in the Americas, which are actually two different regional areas. I'm very surprised that they grow in these two very different biomes. They are notably found in China, Korea, and Japan, as far as in Asia. And the animals that actually eat these plants are slugs and snails. As far as I could see, only slugs and snails eat these plants, but it is thought that deer also eat them as well. They are not poisonous, so any other animal will be able to eat this, but it's just, I guess it's not in their appetite. I guess they just don't want it. I'm not the plant, I wouldn't know. Anyways, let's get on to the next plant. Ah yes, the yucca plant, a staple in suburbia, known by any father who owns a house over $100,000. This is a staple to society. Everyone knows what these are. These are thick-leafed bushes who sometimes spread out wooden stems with flowers on them. They have thick-based reeds that actually look like celery, but I don't recommend eating these. They are incredibly tough, and I broke my back trying to pull this out of the ground, so Yucca are actually dangerously poisonous when you eat them raw. Now, if you cook them, that toxin level goes down, but I still would not recommend eating these. They have poison. They can kill you if you eat them raw. I'm not going to do it, obviously. Anyways, these are native to the Caribbeans, but as well as the United States. And as far as I know, and as far as Google knows, nothing eats these. They're poisonous. Why would you eat poison? I wouldn't want to eat these anyways. They're called yucca plants for a reason. They're gross. Don't eat them. Next plant. I got fooled, y'all. There is no next plant. Next animal. Oh my god, that genuinely took me so long, and I'm not even halfway done yet. I don't know how I'm gonna get this finished. Hey, I heard you need help with your project. Oh my god, wait, what are you doing in my house? It doesn't matter where I came from. I want to help you, okay? Okay, I understand the window's broken, but it doesn't mean you're just allowed to climb through it. Okay, don't look over there. I heard you had to finish a video and you didn't have much time, so let me hurry up and plow through it, and I'll just add photos in afterwards instead of you actually having to go out and find it. Alright, I'll let you finish the video, but if you don't get this finished, I'm not going to give you any more food. I'll do a great job. Just give me food, okay? You haven't fed me in like 5 weeks. Alright, back down to the basement you go. Go film your part of the video. Fine, I'll head back down to the basement. Why do you make me film in there? Alright, so now it is the low quality lightning round. So squirrels are sky rats. Everyone knows this. They live from 15 to 18 years. So these nuisances are going to be in your life while you are in high school. Haha, you might have grown up with a squirrel and you didn't know about it. They're mostly active during the spring to the fall and hide their nuts in your yard and tear up your grass, and your dad yells at you because you aren't shooing them away, but it's not your responsibility because you don't control the squirrels. The government does. Anyways, they originate from America and Eurasia as well as Africa, but now they have been introduced to every continent. So good job, Americans. You really did us a great one. Stray cats. Stray cats live from 2 to 3 years in the wild. They hate being touched. I know from experience. I may have rabies. We don't talk about it. They eat whatever food they can, and their only natural predator is other cats, stray dogs, and the guy across my street who shoots them with a BB gun. But soon, Gerald, you won't be allowed to do that. Yeah, I'm gonna call the cops on you. They are active all year round and mainly show up around my flower bed at night to poop in my yard and pee underneath my porch. Raccoons. Raccoons are lovely. I love raccoons. They like drinking Mountain Dew. I know from experience. They live around 2 to 3 years in the wild, which is really sad because they don't live that long, but they're such adorable little creatures. They eat anything from your neighbor's dirty diapers to the Doritos you didn't finish because you sneezed a little bit too hard into the bag. They're active exclusively in the night as far as I'm concerned, and are mostly active in the warmer seasons such as summer and spring because, you know, like us, they don't want some freezing cold tushes while they're trying to munch on Doritos. I love Doritos. So do they. We have so much in common. Next is my dogs.
Canis lupus familiaris.
What in the Harry Potter spell is that? My dogs, they usually live on the couch where they make sure to leave behind a nice layer of dog hair for the convenience of my nephews when they drop food on it and proceed to shove the hair-covered snack down their gullets as if Gordon Ramsay himself were forcing them, yelling, "Where is the lamb sauce?" Anyways, their natural predators are my neighbor's dogs, which they only fight with through the fence and become best friends with when they aren't behind the gate. They eat whatever they decide they'll eat that month because they're picky little brats, and that's usually going to be Purina One Chop House wet dog food. Not the beef though. They hate the beef. I have no idea why. I personally love beef, so I guess I share more with raccoons than my actual dogs. They also like chocolate and chicken bones, which I heard is really good for them. They also have a hankering to eat their own feces for some reason. They just do that from time to time. So yeah, don't let my dogs lick you. We actually tend to stay away from them and keep them outside, but I love cats. We don't have any. I'm just going on a rant. Anyways, that is the end of this project. Words. Bye.